All right, bro. Let's go ahead and get into it, big dog. It's been a long time since I wouldn't say it's a long time. It's been a little bit since I made my last YouTube video, and yes, I'm bringing you guys like I want to say like a open discussion as I might add, because after watching like college football yesterday, bro, like these rivalry games mean so much more in college football compared to the rivalry games in the NFL. It's just not even close. Like, I understand that there's going to be a difference in the NFL compared to college. College, you're growing up, right? The fan base is going to be bigger because it's going to be mostly the students that go there or former alumni and stuff like that. But yeah, it shouldn't be this big of a difference though, because the NFL as a product, yes, they're going to continue to grow, right? But it could be so much better if the rivalry games meant how it was back in the day. Like, we could tell those games meant so much more to the players compared to what it is now. Like, the only division I could say that truly cares about the rivalry is the AFC North, and that division consists of the Baltimore Ravens, the Steelers, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. All four of those teams take they division games serious. Like, a couple weeks ago when we saw the Steelers and the Ravens are the better team in my opinion. Dog, that game was a dogfight. Like, Mike Tillman predicted that it was probably gonna be a high scoring game because he thought it was going to differentiate compared to the other games in the past. Nope, it was the same slugfish type game. Lamar Jackson still struggling to get wins in Pittsburgh, no matter what the situation is in Pittsburgh for some reason. But yeah, I just feel like there's need to be some type of incentive, like how it is for college football. Like, we've seen the Egg Bowl, we've seen the Iron Bowl. I can't think the other ball games, but what's it called? Those games mean so much to those players. Because listen, the first game I watched yesterday was Michigan Ohio State. See, I was gonna turn it to Tennessee Vols versus Vanderbilt, but I decided to stay with Michigan Ohio State because I seen something was kind of building, especially like towards like the middle part of the game. And once I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta stay tuned. So Ohio State, they was the better team. Number 2 team, they actually had great offense, a great defense. Michigan, on the other hand, unranked, lost mostly all of their players from the championship year. They had basically no offense, no consistent offense whatsoever. They offense probably one of the worst in the FBS. And then, what's it called? Their defense is still one of the top in the nation, of course, but their defense cannot put the points on the board. It's just the way it is. So yeah, that's why Michigan was like heavy underdogs in this matchup. So you go on, you see the game transpire. It's like, okay, Ohio State is struggling early on, but they're gonna try to turn it away. But Ohio State didn't hit that extra gear throughout this whole game. If anything, Will Howard this game, I don't know what he was on. He threw a pick six. Well, not he threw a pick six. He threw a pick like close to Michigan red zone, and he threw another pick when they was about to score. So he obviously costed them the game big time, because if he converted on that last interception, at least get a field goal or something. They wouldn't have been in the position they was in the entire game, which was 10-10. So, Michigan, they drove down the field. They quarterback threw a pick in the red zone as well. And then Ohio State just failed to capitalize. So Michigan, they got the ball right back, went down the field once again, and guess what? They ended up kicking a game-winning field goal. So Michigan, they grabbed their flag and was about to put the flag on Ohio State logo. But Ohio State wasn't having it. And I just have a big problem with that. You have all the chance in the world to prevent that from happening, but you want to fight at the end. Saying before I need to get drinking water, because honestly my voice box was going crazy. I'm not gonna fight. But yeah, like I was saying, they had all the chance in the world to freaking prevent that from happening. And then to just do all of that because they wanted to plant the flag, it is what it is. But teams saw that and they said, okay, let's go ahead and recreate this. Florida, they tried to point their flag Florida State wasn't having. I think Arizona tried to point their flag. Arizona State, I think. And I think Arizona, something like that, and they prevented that from happening. It's like I truly don't mind that stuff because that's what rivalry games is all about. Dominating and staying, you win. Like actually making a statement and you win in the process, right? And the killer part about this is Michigan has beat them 4 straight times. So yeah, I just don't see how Ohio State in this situation is right at all. Michigan has all the right to win the game and actually show how dominant their performance was throughout this matchup. Now, like I said, in the NFL, there needs to be some type of sim like a trophy or something, like some type of sim that actually make these rivalry games mean a lot more. Like how their record is. Let me see, let me fix that. Like how their record is within the division, that should matter a lot, right? And then whoever, let's say if it's like a tie or something, whoever win that division game gets to win a trophy, right? And I feel this how it should be. Like I told you, AFC North is really the only division I see really competing hard every night. Now, AFC West come close, and the NFC North, which is, well, NFC North this year and maybe last year as well, that consists of Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, and I can't think of the other team. Detroit, Chicago. I'm gonna get this. Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay. Oh my God, it's on. Oh, Minnesota. Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. So that's really the only 2-3 divisions I really see that's like is going to give a great matchup no matter what their situation is. Now, I'm not gonna front. As a Tennessee Titans fan, the rivalry is still there within our division. I'm not confirmed because I feel like for example, like Jacksonville Jaguars, like they so relevant right now, it's ridiculous. Like they team stink. They have a young QB in a situation that is disastrous. Who is his wide receiver one over there? Like Brian Thomas, he's pretty good, but who's his help? Like Gabe Davis, I think he's been hurt. Christian Kirk, they paid him all that money to reset the wide receiver market. How's he been? Evan Ingram, like the situation is not that good, and their defense has fallen off tremendously, and that's why they might fire their coach after the season. But yeah, it's a shame to me. And then like the coach, for example, man, the only thing they can flex is a Peyton Manning ring. That's the only thing they can flex right now. Because their situation it is also not that good. Because they benched their young QB, right? It's all this stir. Now you got former players taking shots at the current locker room. Then you got the current locker room taking shots at former players. It's like, bro, like what are we doing right now? Like it's even got to that point at all. And then the Texans, who's supposed to be the best team in this division, just lost. They have been on a skid as of late. They blew a big lead to Detroit not too long ago. They lost, I think, a game to the Jets, and they also just lost to a tanking Titans team. So, yeah, they obviously need to figure something out because if they're not careful, one of these teams, like the coach, for example, could easily lap them if they could get their stuff right? So, yeah, that's how it is within the AFC South. But I just don't see that true passion in the other division like I did. Now that I could be wrong on that. I definitely could be wrong on that. Like the NFC South, I believe, with the Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and what you call it. That division, that used to in the Commanders, that used to be like a hard fought rivalry game type deal. But as of late, it just. Well, I say last year it actually hit different. It actually was a great matchup. This year, on the other hand, it's just like I don't know. And then it don't help that the Cowboys don't have Dak Prescott to try help them win these games. But yeah, like the Giants. So every time the Cowboys face the Giants or the Eagles face the Giants, like the Giants is always disappointing. Like I told you, the Steelers, no matter their situation, like their QB situation before you got Russell Wilson was awful. And the fact they were still in these games, it just speaks to the fact that they actually care about their division and them trying to make a statement within their division. It is what it is. But yeah, that's all I really got to say for today's video. We need rivalry games to be more. We need the fan support to be more active against their division opponents. We need some type of incentive to actually make these games a lot more meaningful. To actually make this product a lot better than what it is. Like you see how college football, they just took step after step after step. And now the broadcasting is a little different. Now it's definitely some changes, especially off the video I saw recently. There's definitely more change they can take to make the college football playoff more. I say more. What's the word for it? More. I say accessible to the teams that's probably not as big as like an Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, Oregon. Like they need to make it more accessible to the team that's not as big name as them, and let them get a chance to win the college football player. And then after they really make that adjustment, I feel like college football might just lap the NFL in terms of viewership. That's in my opinion. Now I know it's probably gonna be a little harder. It's definitely gonna be a lot harder, but bro, if college football just keep taking those steps and trying to improve their product, they going to be a powerhouse on the networks. But yeah, that's really all I got to say for today's video. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Trail. I'm out.